Okay, so occasionally when I'm doing these drawings, I try to do something that behaves a little differently from what I expected. So I have to stop, make sure I understand what's going on, and then come back and explain it. And what happened here is that I thought that I could make a reference to a text line. I'm sorry, for make a reference or use a dimension line as a reference to make an angular dimension, and I can't. What I actually have to do is this. So I come over here and I choose my angular dimension, and make sure when you click it that you see this little box that says select arc circle or specified arc circle line or specified vertex. If you don't, it's not completely selected. And you need to select your two reference lines. So here's the first one. The second one I choose down here, and this is explained in the book. Then as you bring it up, it actually assumes the line is infinite and extends beyond where the line ends. You can then show your 30-degree angle. Now the next thing I need to do is specify my circles and arcs. So here we have our diameter dimension. So we can click here, click on our circle, pull that out. Again, click on the diameter dimension, click on our circle, pull that out. Click on our radius dimension here. Click on our radius, pull that out. Now we have another radius here. This we put in as a fillet, but it's really just a radius. We click there. And I didn't like the way that came out, so let's do that again. Click here. Yeah, just like that. And the final dimension we have these three fillets. Now, we could do something like what we did on some of the items in the 10391 drawing, which is label 1 and say that all others are the same, or say that it's done in 3 places. But one thing to remember is that this actually goes completely across the part. So it's not necessarily 100% accurate to really say that. So what we should probably do, as they've done in the book, is to just add a note. And to add a note, we can just add text. And we can use single line or multi-line text, but we only really need one line. We're just going to put a line in here. We want to specify the text height. Remember, the text height we had been using is 0.125. We could keep that height, or we could go with this default they have, which is 0.2. That's a little bigger. Why don't we leave it as at the 0.2? And then we're just going to type in. Oh, sorry, I didn't hit enter to select that. We're going to type enter. Excuse me, I think we're going to hit the mouse button. Select it. Rotation angle, 0. And what happened here? Okay, so there's our text. All we do is type round and fillets are 1/4. Hello. Excuse me, I just deleted it. Let me go through and add that in again. So we have text, single line text, start point right there. Text height, 0.2, enter. Text rotation, 0, enter. And fillets 1/4. We hit our mouse button. That ends our text. Okay, so as you can see, our text is kind of in the way. All we have to do is move it. We just select it. Once we select it, you can see we have the little markers showing where our text is. We just click on it and move it. And we need to move it so that it doesn't conflict with our drawing. And that's done. So this completes our drawing. All we have to do now is save it. And this should be saved as HW7 dash I forgot what this is called now. Bracket, right? Bracket. So BRAC is fine. And dash initials. And just let me bring that up for you guys to see. Right there. We can save it. Another thing I want to make you aware of just before I close out this video. Of course, I mentioned in class you probably should save often, but as I've been doing these videos, I haven't talked about saving. However, I want to make you aware of the fact that AutoCAD does automatically save drawings roughly every 5 minutes. And if you spend some time and just watched the text box down here, every now and then you would see a little save command pop up. And maybe if I look at this, nope, you would see one. But there's a save interval, and it's actually, I think, set up in options. Didn't type that correct. Oh, didn't think I typed it correct. I guess it came up anyway. Yeah, open and save. And let's see. Yeah, so there's automatic saves every 10 minutes by default. And each time it does a save, it creates a backup. So you basically get a backup copy made every 10 minutes. And somewhere else, there's a file. It's I think it's somewhere in here. I forget exactly where. It may be somewhere else where it's set up, where there's a file location where you can it tells you where the files are located. However, you can always do a search on your computer for star.dwg drawings, and you'll find your saved files. All right, well, that's it for this drawing.